we're going to learn about multiplying numbers. I'm going to go ahead and introduce area of a rectangle. That way you have an idea of what's ahead throughout the school year. We will be talking about area and perimeter later on, but the focus will be multiplication. Area, it requires for you to multiply the length times the width, or one of the sides, the long side, times the short side. In this case, I'm going to read a question afterwards. First, I'm going to introduce it with this simple one. So on this one, we have a rectangle. We have 3 times 4. If you see, you have 3 rows. Each row has 4 seats. Or we can say we have 3 groups, and each group has 4 students. Okay, so this is what you call an area model. This actually is like a grid explaining the total amount of students or chairs or whatever you're going to be talking about. And what I like to do, I'm going to teach you different ways to multiply that. And these are basic numbers. We're going to increase it to 2-digit by 2-digit on the next question. So on this one, we have 3 times 4. So I'm going to draw my T-chart. On one side, I'm going to have groups. And on the other side, on the right side, I'm going to have in each group. It's very important for you to understand this and be fluent with this, because in multiplication, you are given you're given the groups, and you're going to be getting the answer, and it's going to be found on the right side. Okay? When we start doing division, it'll be the opposite. You will not know the left side, and that'll be your answer. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to get into the habit of it. But today we only need 3 groups. So 3 groups. I'm going to put a little arrow right there because that's how many groups I need. Okay. And so my answer is going to be on the opposite side. Okay. One group has four boxes. And all we're doing is repeated addition. Okay. So one group has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 groups, another 4. So that would be 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 3 groups, 4 plus 4 plus 4. Or you can just say 8 plus 4, which is 12. So your answer would be 12. In this case, 12 squares. And that'll be the answer for this. Since we're doing the area, we are going to be drawing it as well, just to get into the habit of how to find area. I am going to show you the T-chart using ratio tables. This is a T-chart. And regular multiplication would be, I would like to put the bigger number on top. And you just multiply from the bottom up. 3 times 4 is 12, and you just write it in. Okay? That's one way, 2 ways, 3 ways. That was a 1-digit by 1-digit number. Now let's go ahead and go into a bigger number. On this one, we have the area model, and I've already drew it for you guys. It says, Kamal is laying new flooring in his rectangular patio. His patio measures 18 feet by 12 feet. 18 feet by 12 feet. So here I would draw 18 feet by 12 feet. 18 little boxes. From here to here, there has to be 18 boxes. And then from here to here, there has to be 12 boxes. It's very important that, see, a lot of people, they count 18 and then they make another row to make the 12. But what happens is that now, instead of having 18, now you have 19. So be very careful with that. You must have only what they give you, 18 on top, 12 on the bottom. I don't like to say just 18 times 12. Let's say it the other way. I have 18 groups. I have 18 tables. I have 18 backpacks. I have 18 desks. every desk has 12 books, or every backpack has 12 pencils, or every row, each row has 12 students. So it depends on what it is that you're talking about, that you're going to be referring to. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to say I have 18 boxes, and each box has 12 in them. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and start with my T-chart. I'm going to put, remember, I need 18, and I'm going to write 18 groups, 12 in, and trying to hold my phone, guys. Sorry about that. 12 in, in each. Groups, I always title everything. Groups in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So why did I stop at 5? Well, because from 5 you can create any other number. Why did I add a 10? Because 18 has 8 ones and a 10. Okay? So what numbers am I going to need? I'm going to need the 10. Remember, I need 18. What plus what equals 18? Can I decompose the 18? 8, 10, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say 4 plus 4. So I'm going to put 2 arrows right there because I'm going to use that number 2 times. 10 plus 4 equals 18. So my answer is going to be whatever I get for the 4 twice. Whatever number I get for the 10, then I add those 3 boxes together. Okay, here we go. Remember, each box has 12 in each. One box, 12. So if you want to see it, these are the boxes, 18 boxes. Right now we're on the first row. We're on the first lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. 2 rows. Now we have 2 rows. So 12 plus 12. What would 12 plus 12 be? Well, that would be 24. 3 rows. Now I could keep on counting 12 plus 12 plus 12. Or I can say 24 plus 12. Why? Because 24 is what you get for 2 rows. And 12 is what you get for 1 row. Remember, we need 3 rows. 2 rows plus 1 row is 3 rows. 24 plus 12, that would be 36. So how can I get 4 rows? This is a word that you must learn. Double. I can double the 2 to get to 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 groups of 2 is 4. So these 2 rows and these 2 rows, that would be 4, right? So you count them all together. Or I could easily say 24 plus 24, which would be 48. Yes, good job. Now, 48, that's with 1. But remember, we're going to need it 2 times. So 48 plus 48, that gives you the 8 that you needed. And what is it? 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 1 more, 9. So in 8 groups equals 96. 10. So that means that you would need 10 rows. And all those 10 rows, each row has 12 seats. Remember, each row has 12 seats. 1 row, 12. 2 rows, 24. 3 rows, 36. 4 rows, 48. We needed to use that number 2 times. So that gave us the 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Equals 96. Remember when we first started school? The power of 10? 1 times 10 1 times 10 times 10. You add the 0 at the end, right? 1 times 10, you have 10 groups of that. So then you do the same thing to this side. 12 times 10 is 120. So that's not your answer. Remember, your answer is going to be, you need 10 groups and 8 groups. So 120 plus 96. 120 plus 96. Now, if you want, you could count every single little square, or you could just do what we just did right now. And now we finalize it by adding this. 6 plus 0, 6. 9 plus 2, 11. Carry that 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Your answer is 216. There's 216 little squares in here. Okay, so after you count every single box, that should be the answer, 216. Now we could also multiply it regularly. And it would be 18 times 12. And to multiply regularly, you just multiply up. 2 times 8, 16. 2, you carry that 1. 2 times 1, 2. Plus 1 more, 3. You're done with the ones place, so now you move on. You put a 0, and you go on to the tens. 1 times 8, 8. 1 times 1, 1. And then you add that together. 6 plus 0 is 6. And I already know it's going to match because look, my ones place is the same. 8 plus 3. If I know that 8 plus 2 is 10, and 1 more, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 216, 216. Here you have to multiply and carry that numbers over and multiply the ones and then the tens. Pretty easy. But I think this is faster once you start getting fluent with it. Or you need to take your time. Draw the rectangle.